What's up, people? Mike here, and this is The Last of Us, our grounded difficulty walkthrough. This is chapter 5, I guess. Um, and I cut out most of the part outside. There is some stuff to pick up, but it didn't really seem kind of pointless to keep it. But after you come through here, make sure you come to this little side room because there's a bunch of upgrade material and also some supplies for making a shiv or a nail bomb if you have enough to do that. And then you want to take the right path with Ellie because you can have her climb through that little grate and open up this door and you can get the supplies that are inside here. Fortunately on grounded there's not as much stuff to pick up as there would be on like the lower difficulties, because I think on like normal and even survivor I think there's usually a few more things to pick up, but when you come into the next area, I kind of cut out the swimming to open the door that gets you into this area. That little kind of open path on my right, you can crawl in there and there's I think some like bandages to pick up, and then so usually when I go into this area I obviously have a shiv to use and I just kill these two things and then go and just pick up everything I want in here, but I kind of had to go the very slow stealth path because I didn't feel like I learned these things. Since I didn't trust my ability to get out of here without getting attacked by them. But there's some upgraded material and then there's also some health pickup if you're low on your health. Obviously without the HUD you don't know where your health is, but obviously if you can pick that up then you're kind of low. And then I just have to very delicately go back out here. I was actually nervous going back out because I didn't trust my ability not to accidentally bump into this thing. But I was able to make it work. Also, I flipped the pallet off of here into the water because I didn't trust doing it after I had that door open wouldn't alert at least that one clicker by the door, and I just didn't feel like taking the chance of getting jumped by it. So, but coming to this little room, that's the third level of the tools for your upgrading material, and then I cut out the little part of picking up the mini shotgun. And when you get jumped by all these things, I always just run into this like back room area, or back where you first come into the area, and I just let all of them kind of fight with these things. Unfortunately it kind of didn't work like it usually does. Usually they do a better job of just fighting these things, and really only then I have to kill like maybe like one of these infected, but they were doing a kind of shit job this time compared to how they usually do in this area. So I ended up having to waste a little bit of my ammo that so, but kind of worked out in the end. I actually ended up getting some ammo from these guys, so And then, I don't think there's anything actually to pick up here. I think there's just like a note. Yeah. But going into, I think the next area is when it's me and Sam separated from Henry and Ellie. And unfortunately, unlike Ellie, Sam is kind of shit at helping you. So there is a lot of fucking infected. There's at least like 3 clickers, if I remember right. And then there's also these, they're not, I think they're like 1 level under clickers where they can see you, but they can attack you like a clicker would, and they just will rip your neck out. But when you come to this area, arrow that first that's walking around. Do a better job than me and not miss your first shot, because I ended up losing one of the arrows because of that. Be careful of above where I shot that thing, because one of those 1 level below a clicker was like walking, and I've had that thing like spot me, and then everything just goes off. But so at this point, I'm like keeping my eye on that thing, because I think that thing actually walks into this area that I'm in now. So I'm just prepared to have to shotgun it if I have to. But wait for that thing to start walking that way and then come over here. Now, unfortunately, there's a clicker underneath the ladder, because the developers decided to be dicks and put him right there. Thankfully, I had enough to make a shiv. Hopefully you have enough to make a shiv too. And then I just kind of wait for this asshole to walk away from here and go up and shiv that thing and then get the hell out of here. And that's probably the quickest, easiest way of getting out of here without alerting these things. So and then then we'll be into the kind of standoff area, waiting for a door to get open. So have them do their thing, and then run out here, use the Molotov that the game thankfully left for you. Wait for these things to spawn in, and then chuck that Molotov. I actually should have waited. I shouldn't have used that smoke bomb like I did. I should have thrown that second Molotov like I did, and then thrown that smoke bomb, and then I would have saved. I would have saved that extra smoke bomb, because I think I ended up needing that a little bit later on. But unfortunately, this one clicker decided to be a dick and show up. But once the door's open, boom, you're out of here. That area can be really shitty if you let those things get out of that little area that they spawn in. Because that's just a lot of fucking enemies that you have to deal with otherwise. So now we're in this final area. I'm not including the sniper bit at the end where we're shooting at the guys while they're outside here, and then the tank shows up, because it's really not that difficult. You can miss a few shots when you're shooting at all the enemies. It really isn't a big thing. And then when I don't know why the game didn't let me grab that guy. I was right behind him. I'm not sure what the fuck that was about. Sometimes the game can kind of fuck with you like that. And then just shotgun that guy. He actually ended up shooting at his teammate as he flew back after I shot him, which was kind of hilarious. But running into this little house here is the easiest way I found to deal with these guys, because they just all come running into this house. There is a weird speed path that you can run this area that you can get to the house that the sniper's in without having to deal with any of these guys, but I didn't know about it until after I had already started the next chapter, and I didn't feel like having to re-record the next chapter in this one just to do a speed path for this area. So unfortunately, yeah, this can happen. You go to punch the guy and he just immediately grabs you. Thankfully he grabbed me and didn't punch me, because he would have killed me. But thankfully he dropped me a Molotov, so that was nice of him. At this point, I think all these guys are dead. You do want to be careful going to this doorway, because that sniper kind of has an eye on you. I've been killed by him in that house in weird sections. So at this point, it's just a matter of going down this left side and climbing over the fence and getting into the house. I actually almost got unlucky, and when I came in the house there was still a guy in there, and thankfully he missed his shot, because he would have killed me for where my health is at the moment. But conveniently, when we start the next chapter, I believe we have full health, being that it's a new season, so the game gives you, I think, full health back. So usually when I come into this house, this guy that's in this living room area isn't normally here. So I had a moment of, oh shit, when he was like right there. Usually he's not there, he's usually outside. But run all the way up here, deal with the knife quick time event, and then have fun sniping, because like I said, it's really not that difficult. And we'll be moving into autumn, fall, whatever the hell they call it.